What's up, sports fans? I know all my subscribers, and I know I haven't done a video in a very, very long time. I'm more known for the mixed martial arts videos and the Buffalo Bill videos that I do. A lot of big subjects for those topics, but a lot of sports topics, huge ones obviously as of late, and I think that that's probably the direction I'm going to go. I'll still talk about MMA and Buffalo Bills obviously, but more sports stuff, because there's a lot of big sports stories. And obviously the biggest sports story in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, week, whatever, has been LeBron James. Last night we watched a guy get on national TV and basically hold a captive audience, held his fans hostage, his former team hostage, and basically say, you know what, you're not good enough. I'm better than you, I'm bigger than you, and I'm going to a town where really nobody cares about basketball. If you looked at those seats after the championship they won, nobody's ever there. They had to even tarp off some of the upper tier seats because they were empty, and they have one of the best players in the league in Dwayne Wade, a good young player like Beasley to watch, but again, nobody cares. And I know a lot of real fans out there will be sickened by the legions and legions of plastic bandwagon frontrunners that we'll see wearing Miami Heat jerseys over the next however many months till the season starts. But I think last night was a big wake-up call for us as sports fans. Who we root for, who we cheer for. Had an opportunity last night to be a hero, to be a champion in many other ways than just hoisting a trophy for a half an hour and saying, well, for this season I was the best on a team. And no, he had an opportunity to be a hero to millions of people in his hometown, in his community, in his city, people's jobs, people's incomes, businesses, individuals, organizations, the list goes on, and he blew it. He chose to go hang out with his friends in warm weather, closer to the groupies, and we all know follow these guys around anywhere between Atlanta, LA, New York, Vegas, Miami, you name it. And we all know that they have them, and we all know they're like little vultures, and you know these guys indulge in them. And I don't want to hear different, because they do. And he's closer to the nightlife, there's more to do, and again, it poses another big issue in sports. I feel it's in every sport. These guys are no longer competitors. They're friends. These guys are friends, and they sit around in the off season and talk about what they're going to do. And it was blatantly obvious that's what he was saying. This plan has been in place. This is what we wanted to do, and this is why we all signed the same deal. And they were all in collusion basically for a period of time, and they did it. And now they're playing together. And you know what? I'm not saying LeBron James didn't have a right to leave Cleveland. I'm not saying he didn't have a right to explore his options, but he had the ability to be bigger than basketball. He had the ability to be just, a true king amongst his fans, the city, and he basically spat in their face over an hour-long, shameless, self-promoting piece of garbage that I didn't even believe I was watching after the first 15 minutes. And I'm, people again who follow me on here know that I'm a Buffalo Bill fan, and I'm an Orlando Magic fan. And I remember when Shaquille O'Neal left the Magic, and he basically sat up there on his high horse with his big ego and said, well, I'm a big fish in a small pond. And basically saying, well, I'm bigger, better than you guys, and I'm going to go to LA and play on a huge stage. Well, LA again has its true fans, but there again, it's LA. Nobody shows up till the second quarter of the game anyway. Same thing with Dodger games. They don't show up till the third inning, and they leave in the eighth, winning or losing. It's just that kind of town, and always has been. Not saying there aren't real Dodger fans. There are. There are plenty of real fans out there of all teams, but there's a lot of fans that aren't, and I just can't believe that he would choose to go to a place that just has no real fan base, and in the manner that he did it, and the disrespect he showed his former team, his fans, the hundreds of thousands of parents who had to explain to their kids who were probably 6, 7, 8 years old when LeBron joined the team. As an 18-year-old kid, became their idol, became their hero in Northeast Ohio and everywhere. If you were a fan of his and of the Cavaliers, and how these people had to explain to their kids, well, you know what, he left, he's gone, he's not going to play for them anymore. And the thousands upon thousands of dollars that these people must have spent on jerseys, memorabilia, posters. And again, I think it sends a bigger message to all of us. That's why I don't buy jerseys. I refuse to buy a jersey and wear another man's name on my back. I buy a shirt that represents the team, the logo. It was pretty disgusting, and I feel really bad for Cleveland fans. All the stuff that they've gone through over the years, it's a real shame, and I feel bad for you guys. You guys deserve better, and I really hope and pray that you guys get a championship before he does, many before he does. He destroyed his image last night. He basically went outside, squatted, took a dump on it, and didn't even wipe. That's how bad it was. I'll never root for the guy again. I'll never even, anytime I see him on TV from now on, I'll just turn the channel. Not even, a commercial even, just till he's off. I just couldn't even stomach it myself. And again, I'm not even a Cleveland fan. I've been to Ohio a few times, and the people are pretty genuinely nice and friendly, and it's a shame. You guys deserve better. I'm sorry if I'm rambling here, but again, it's just focusing on more sports stories, and this is arguably the biggest one, and just honestly the most heinous, I think heinous in a lot of ways. Heinous from that, you had media people who said that we think he's going to join the Heat, but how could he in even good conscience sit there and say that, basically spit in his hometown fan's face for an hour? How is he going to do that? How is he going to recover from that? And they would say, oh, my gut says Cleveland, but everybody says the Heat. And then you had, Miami writers with the audacity. I don't even know how they sat there with a straight face and wrote that he was brave and selfless for signing with the Heat. That's not a question of money. It's just a question of integrity and being a stand-up person, because you look at his performances in the playoffs, Game 5, that guy had his ticket written already, and he played like it. You know what? Cleveland didn't quit on LeBron. LeBron quit on Cleveland. He quit on you guys, and it's a shame. And I think a lot of us, even kids, as painful as it is, have learned a real harsh reality from this. We got to be careful who we root for, who we call heroes, who we idolize, because I think the people who get up to go to work every day, the kids that go over to Iraq, the people that keep this country running 24/7, day in and day out, 365 days a year, those are the real heroes. And some of these guys who sit up there and play professional sports and make outlandish sums of money. Again, it's something we enjoy. We're all sports fans, most of us. But again, we got to be careful who we root for, because they're humans too, equally as flawed, equally as capable of making mistakes, if not more so. And frankly, could be just as bad a people as anybody, irregardless of their athletic ability, so on and so forth. But again, sorry if I'm rambling. It's just something I had to talk about, because it's just something I had to get off my chest. But Cleveland, again, my heart goes out to you. It's a shame, and hopefully, I don't wish the guy ill in terms of physically, but I hope that whole thing implodes in their face, and in 2 seasons, when they realize they have 3 max contracts on their books and they haven't won a title still, you know what? They'll be shopping LeBron, they'll be shopping Wade, and they'll be shopping Bosh, and being like, well, we tried it, it didn't work. Because look at the history of Miami sports. 2 World Series. Look what they did with the 97 Marlins, the 02 Marlins, shipped them all off, and they're getting a new stadium? Are you kidding me? The Heat, they win a title, same thing. Everybody gets traded off, nobody goes to those games. So you know what? I hope this all blows up in their face and he ends up looking like an even bigger loser at the end of this than he already is. You know, athletes in general, the level of narcissism and ego has reached an all-time high, and I think we as fans, again, should take our sports back, because you know what, we pay the way. These guys won't even look at us half the time or even talk to us, stop to sign an autograph. But you know what, they'll take our money, that's for sure. And I think we need to take our sports back. We really do, as fans, because we pay the way. We're what counts. We're what matters. Because they'd just be a bunch of guys playing a game of basketball with nobody watching. Or football, baseball, hockey, what have you. Again, I'm done. My apologies for lasting so long. I hope I made my point, but again, I've seen it myself with a team that I root for, and I understand kind of what you're going through, Cleveland, and you know what, hopefully you'll rebound from this, you'll be better, play as a team. You know, those 3 guys can sit around and play with 9 D-leaguers, because that's what it looks like is going to happen. Well, Mike Miller, you know, as awesome as he's been over his career. But again, you guys have a good one and take care.